As a business owner, where has been a recent stuck of yours and how have you gotten through that?
I think one of the challenges that we sort of have faced is after we've emerged from COVID, where everyone was working from home and off their laptop, there was just this big disconnect inside of teams. People hadn't seen each other for a long time, but you're still having this resistance to going back into the office in any meaningful way. And so it's figuring out how to, one, get people convinced that they actually want to be in the office in order to create community and teams, right? Because it's an important part of life. It's an important part of personal and professional life. Are building networks, teams, friendships, and it's just been kind of navigating that and figuring out where do you draw the line in terms of making people spend X amount of time in the office. How do you facilitate these relationships, which I think it's contrary to human evolution and just people in general to never meet and be together face to face. It's kind of navigating that in a way that I never really dreamed would have to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I think everybody comes to work wanting to do a good job. But everybody, I agree with you. And I'm seeing a lot of that too. People want to feel connected, but there is this kind of resistance. But one thing that I'm seeing where, that people are enjoying coming back to the office is it adds more routine and structure into their day. And the more you can kind of, build around some routines and structure and training them about routine and structure, it goes a long way. Because I think those are things that they can't define, but that's what they're craving. That's what they're craving.
The other thing I feel this very strongly. If you're like under 30, you haven't developed your professional networks yet, and you never know what leads to what, right? And there's just tremendous value in being there and bumping into Cindy or Tommy on the way, who's your 3 times up boss, and realizing that you both have a passion for Etruscan art, and finding a mentor in this world. And I think that's an intangible that I experienced, and that I think a lot of more senior people have experienced, but it's sort of lost on someone who's never experienced it. And I think for younger listeners, I would say, and also for managers who are thinking about ways to help some of their people like sub 25, sub 30 is, really kind of selling this notion that, you might not be at this company forever, but you're going to have all these relationships, and they're going to have their relationships, and they're going to become the boss someday. And I think people are losing that, especially young people who didn't have the pre-COVID thing going on.
I agree with you, Anthony. I out of college started in an internet business, and then after I sold that, I was in commercial real estate. And in commercial real estate, I learned in a pit, and an office setting is, to me, where you accelerate your growth and you're learning the most. And I agree with all the reasons you're talking about.